Trico, and I'm a person in recovery. My claim date is 24th October 2023. I'd like to make a deep and personal commitment not to drink or use drugs just for today. Thank you. Hi guys, nice to see you guys once again. Um, I wanted to continue the story about what happened, um, or continue my recovery journey as it is. Every time I want to try my best to log in for anybody out there who's having the same problems and struggling with that same, what you call it, or facing that same situation to make the person feel that he or she is not alone. Your story is similar to ours. No matter the type of drug you use, the stories are similar because when you read a AA book, which I keep suggesting, if you go to the Play Store or your Apple Store, the everything AA, you see that the AA book from 164, page 164 going, you see stories of people or read stories of people that have suffered the same fate or been through something similar. And then you see the pattern because I've read so many stories. I've heard of so many stories too in real life. And me, myself, I have been through it, you know, as a person in recovery. I've been through it. I've been battling with addiction like for almost 20 something years, like 25 years, because yeah, I'm in my recovery for 2 years. So I was born with the disease of addiction. For me, that's how I see it. I've been debating with this thing with some people, and then they feel like I developed along the line. But when I look and backtrack, I feel like I'm one of the few people who were born with those type of diseases. The tendency to overdo things, not just the drug, but there are some other stuff that I would tend to overdo. A lot of people think it's just the drug that has the effect, or that we tend to overdo and become an addict. Addiction is a brain relaxing disease, sorry, what you call it, a chronic brain relapsing disease. Yes. And then this issue, I don't know how to put it to you. There are some of us, maybe it's the drug. I don't know it all. I'm also learning. Some of us, maybe it's just the drug, but some of us, womanizing, managing, there's a whole lot. We overdo things. Money, overspending, buying unnecessary, like our thinking, our understanding, talking, getting angry. Everything is just unbalanced. So many things that we do are unbalanced, and we have to keep ourselves in check with the aid and the love and care of others, and of course, the recovery program. Yes, because this has taught me, and I've learned how to keep myself in check. Sometimes I may overstep, and I'll be like, I've overstepped on this one. I'm not perfect. Yes, I also make mistakes, a whole lot of mistakes, as you can see. For years, I've been making mistakes, but I'm trying to catch up and all of that. Yes. Now it's not even about the money for me because at first everything was about the money. It got to a point I didn't even believe in love and all of that. A few could attest to that because I said it in real life that time I was in Canada. I remember I told it to one Rasta guy. I used to hang out with him on the street. Yeah, I've done some whole lot of stuff, being some kind of delusion and stuff like that. Done a whole lot of stuff that you will label me as crazy. I remember some time in Canada, downtown, madman in designer. I used to wear Nikes. I was in love with the designer, so Nikes all out. And then I've lost it. I was doing things like somebody who is not, who is not sane. And yes, me, that's why I always, even to now, I always say a madman is not a madman. He just sees the world differently. Yeah, he sees and understands the world differently. I remember downtown, I was trying to go home. Everywhere I go, I said I'm trying to go home. I went to I think a penthouse suite. I told the guy that I was trying to go home. I'm going to a place. They printed out my location. I mentioned my location and stuff like that. Then I was acting up some way. I would enter the bus, the train, and all of that, and then I'll run out. I'll see something suspicious. I'll create this thing in my head. They're out to get me. I'm just losing my mind. And we got to even some point. I jumped into somebody's truck, some construction workers and stuff like that. I don't know if they remember my face. Some people say I've changed. Yeah, so I jumped into the truck and I was trying to move it when they came and said, "Yo, no, 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 it was a hole." I said, "Oh, so I'm sorry. I didn't know it was yours." And all that. I'm just trying to get home. And this insanity, not just trucks, but cars. You see me trying to get into somebody's car. You see me trying to, because in my head, something is telling me that, this car is supposed to get in there. I was losing my mind, things, I was hearing things, hallucinating, seeing colors. There's a whole lot of stuff that went on with me at that time that I ended up in positions where I'm not supposed to end up, because when you come from that side of the tracks, only a few would understand what I'm saying. If you come from that side of the tracks and then you do certain things, right, you can never go back. I'm even lucky to be alive. Some of the things I did when I was losing my mind, trust me, um, when you're from that side of the tracks, you're not supposed to come out alive. But thank God, I came out. What we call a few people who were influential, defended me on the street, and my life has never been the same. That's one of the reasons why I don't even want to go back, because I want to live my life with free and convention, do whatever I want to do, and enjoy my life free. Because there's so much rules, man. When it comes to that side of the track, there's so much rules. You have to be a servant all the time. For me, it looks like being a servant. I've seen things, and yeah, I want to be a free bird. I don't want to be in that hierarchy anymore. That is going to be a leader and stuff like that. And everything there's supposed to be a leader and all that. But that kind of leadership, that kind of principle and stuff like that, it was fun, especially when you get your own domain and you're wilding and all of that. It's to answer to somebody. But it was fun for me at that time. But this freedom I found, I will never go back. So yeah, the streets is not for me. So I thank God for being here today. I just want to talk to people that are dealing with the problem of addiction and don't understand. Maybe a family member, their son, what you call it, their uncle, a nephew, a relative, something. Somebody that is struggling with the disease of addiction. I'm here to tell you it's a disease. Forget those superstitions, forget those. Some say they are weak, cannot control it. No, it's a disease. It's a biological makeup. There's a problem with the person. It's a disease actually. It's something that is wrong with the person. It's not some spiritual something. Yeah, I come from Africa, so I wouldn't say like I don't believe in that spiritual things because I've seen things. I grew up in stuff like that. I've been through a whole lot. So I wouldn't stay here and be like biased and just to defend my point. There are some things that go on spiritually, but most of the time, I believe is the lack of education that we don't have about the disease of addiction. This is the reason why I don't really jump on the spiritual aspect if it is there though. So when you're fighting with the knowledge, also fight the spiritual. However, you may see, because everybody have their own God of understanding. And that is what makes this program so awesome. Because when you come to this circle, it's your God of your understanding. Nobody is trying to be like follow our God or stuff like that. No, everybody have their own God of their understanding, and respect everybody for that. It's very open. We have atheists, agnostics among us. We have Muslims. We have traditionalists. It's open. Everybody, religion, non-religion, not whatever, whoever you may be. So far as you're a human being and you want to, so the only reason why we are here as a group or a team is because there is a problem. That's why you see people from all over the world. They come together to find a solution to their problem. And this is the game. This is the recovery game. And this is what I want to push for the world to see. Like with what I've been through and stuff that I didn't get access to information and stuff like that. And it put me in I lost a whole lot of things. And then that time too, I wasn't ready to listen. I know it was a process, but I believe if the process caught up to me early, my life wouldn't be this. But I'm happy it's this way too. Because I had to learn the hard way, as I said in my previous episodes. I'm a very stubborn person. I'm a bull-headed, pig-headed, and all of that terms that you can use for that. I'm very, very stubborn. When I build a momentum, nothing can stop me, as I keep saying. Yeah. So yeah, the recovery game is a wonderful thing. It has look at me. I mean, if people that know me remember me, you could see that I'm looking good. I'm looking sharp. A lot of people said I've transformed. They don't even they barely recognize me. A few people that will recognize me, I don't know. But yeah, shout out to that lady though. I always say shout out to them. This I think she's Asian, and then there's a guy I think he's Punjabi or Indian. When I ended up in the ICU, I think it's the first time or the second time I ended up in the ICU, and then they were there. They sat with me till I regained consciousness because I lost consciousness. I passed out for hours. I woke up tired. The world is spinning. I don't know where I'm at. Some of us saw me doing boxing and all of that training, trying to exercise myself out. And then it was just crazy, but these people stood by me. It's like they knew what I was going through. And funny thing, nobody was saying anything. That's the thing. Nobody was saying. It's like they knew what I was going through, but they didn't say anything. And I was like, I could feel it. Like they're hiding some information from me. But how can I do? Whatever the rules that, but they were there for me, and I appreciate it. The only thing is they can be there for me. It took me some time to understand why they did that, but it's true. There are some side of the streets when you come from, people cannot speak your issues, and it can be, and then there's a little, I don't know what the actual problem is. I've tried to think about it, but I've come to understand and let go. All I want to say is thank those guys. They were there, they were in my corner, they stood there. The lady, I remember the Asian lady, everywhere I went, she was with me. She sat with me. She was just worried about me. I don't know her from anywhere. She don't know me from anywhere. The issue that happened to me was the reason why we met in the ICU, and she stuck with me ever since. So I appreciate her, and all of that. And the guy from, I think he's Indian or Punjabi, they think he's Indian. Shout out to you too. I remember you. I don't know if you remember my face, but I remember you guys sitting with me in the ICU, and I really appreciate it. I'm 2 years clean now. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Yeah, my life is getting better. I'm back Africa. I'm in Ghana. I'm back home. Uh, it's been amazing ever since. People keep asking, I don't want to come back and stuff like that. I'm enjoying my time. I'm taking it one day at a time. And who knows, my work might bring me back to the city. And I might see you in your city too. Who knows? Because this thing, I'm going to try to go as far as I can. As I always say on my TikTok, I don't care how far it is, I'll come. I'm coming. I don't care how far it is, I'm coming. Yeah, that's what I usually say. So if you are following me on TikTok, you know that I'm all about my recovery game. I play around too, I have fun. Don't get me wrong. It's not always boring that I'll be talking about my recovery game. I always show the life I live. There's a reason, I don't know. I didn't intentionally do it when I came on TikTok. I was just hanging out. I didn't. A lot of people didn't even know that I was a person in recovery or somebody who has an addiction. What you call it? Addiction problem. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that I had an addiction problem and all of that. You get me? But later on, I revealed it to let them know that, oh, yeah, I'm a person in recovery. I'm 2 years. It's like, wow, they wouldn't even know. So that means, there's an improvement. My lifestyle has changed. People, are happy to see me. People want to hang out with me. My character is different. I'm not that wilding out type again. I'm not quick to get your hunger to from 100. That people that knew me back then knew how my lifestyle was. I was a nice guy, but trust me, I pick now the recovery game now because my life is beautiful. And don't get me wrong, there is pain. Pain is good. It helps you change. It helps you develop. It helps you, it pushes you to become something new. But pain is part of life. This is something that some of us in the addiction game we don't understand. The time that we used to do drugs, because there's so much pain, we want to cover it up with drugs and all of that. We feel like it makes us better, and trust me, it's just for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then or some even last for 5 minutes, and then the problems start coming back, and then you have to do it again. So it's now a chronic use. You're going to be using that over and over again. You get me? Going to be keep using and all of that, and then automatically you have become part of us. Some of us, I wouldn't say some of you, but should I say some of you or some of us? Anyway, some people, right? Some people they don't have the addiction problem, like they were not born with the disease, but they tend to develop it over time, right? Because of their consistent use. Now it gets to a point where their system cannot run without that use of drug, or that without getting that drug in the system. Because I think I will explain that too on a different segment, because I will need a board. As I always say, there's a board down in the conference room. I'll probably use that as time goes on. I'll do another video on that and explain how even the brain, and then what you may call it, the dopamine works and all of that. And then you see why there's some reason why, especially people that use cocaine, when the dopamine flows over to the border, over the border, or to the border, or cross the border to the other side, it's hard to get back. And this dopamine makes us feel and enjoy when we eat, when we get high, that what you call it, that iris, that enjoyment, that happiness. Yes, it's the dopamine that makes us feel that kind of way. And now the ones that are using the cocaine and all of that, right? Yeah, we tend to push almost all of the dopamines to that side, and then they don't come back again. And then we want to get that high again. So we double up the dose, we pump it up, trying to get those things again. It takes time for us to reset. Sometimes it's going to take your entire life. Sometimes you're going to die, and even still, you're still recovering. Yes, some of us, it's going to take 10 years for our brain to heal. Some of us, it's going to take the rest of our life for our brain to heal, for our body to heal completely. That is a brain relapsing disease. That's why I always want to promote good food, rest, the themes, talk recovery, act recovery, meditate, eat, and exercise, and rest and sleep. Relax, rest, and sleep. It's good for your brain. You have to heal your brain back again, or you have to work on building your body back. Even on a normal basis, if you're not destroying your body, people promote what you call it, exercising and activities that's going to boost you, that's going to make you a health, that's going to make your health better, or give you a healthier lifestyle, or what you call it, a healthier life. Yeah, so now that you have carried this curse, or should I say, it's not a curse though. I always say it's not a curse, but I'm the one using the term curse as at this point. Or you are the one who's going to pick this problem up and have added it to your problems. Now you have to double up the game. You have to eat well. You have to pay attention to your food. You have to exercise. You have to make sure feed your mind with like good things, positive things, and stuff like that. Because trust me, you don't want to be letting any type of energy around you. I have experienced the allowing a whole lot of energies around me because I wanted to be free with a lot of people, and then it affected me because trust me, the circle matters. I talked about this. I don't know if it's on my other episode. The circle matters. I even talked. I think I've talked about it on my live too. The circle that you're in matters. The perspective matters because look, you get influenced by the circle you are in, right? And then if all of them are thinking negatively, automatically it's going to affect you in a way, even though you are pushing negative. A circle of people that are full of doubt, they are not risk takers. They don't understand what success is and all of that. Trust me, automatically it's going to also make you doubt yourself, think twice, before you make certain moves and stuff like that. Meanwhile, when you are on your own, you're carrying your own energy, and you need people like you to keep on pushing you. You get me? And all of these things are something that you need to pay attention to. Me, I've seen it, I've realized I always overlook it for years. Now I'm paying attention to those things. That energy thing, vibrations and all of that is real. Please, if you don't understand, go and read more. You understand what vibrations, frequencies, and what you may call it. What's the term again? I said it right now, I even forgot. Forgive me though. Vibrations, frequencies, and then what you call it, energies. Yes, energies. It's real, man. It's real. There's some people, have you noticed that there's when you talk to them, you get tired, you get exhausted. You are talking to them, or even when they are talking to you, it's like you are getting drained. It's like you are tired. But some people, they are talking to them, even when you are tired, you get excited, you get elevated. Even when you are sleepy, the sleep goes away. Exactly. Those are the people you need to hang out with. People that enrich you, that motivate you, that powers you up. Yes. Not the ones that are always dragging you down. Because some people, they themselves don't even, the growth, they don't understand what growth means. They don't understand that thing, what growth means. Yeah, and then they are struggling with their own demons. You get me? We all struggle with our own demons. Don't get me wrong, but we need people that are ready to break through those walls. We need people that are ready to take risk, that are ready to go like the extra mile. We don't need those people that are always worried about what if and this happened and that. Always procrastinating and worried about it, something that's never going to happen. Before I realize 20 years has passed and you're still there wondering, should I take the step or not? Yes, you need to hang with those risk takers. People that are like, let's go and do it, man. It's human being that does, let's go and do it. Those people, yes. Yeah. So me, I've decided not to hang around people that will drain me, that will put me in a certain position in this life. No, now I'm always around. You see me, I'm active, I'm energetic and stuff like that. If you come on my live, if you see me, or if I come on your live and we are vibing, a lot of people miss me. Even this couple of weeks that I took off, what do you call it? I gave a break from the internet, I hanged out with family, and then I was supposed to come back early, but I started enjoying myself too much, watching movies. I became relaxed and all of that. So people were like, "Oh, are you okay? Everything good?" I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, everything is good." Why do people want to check up on me? Because I know they know the type of person I am. I'm very energetic. I'm very, the vibe is there. When I'm on your live, you will enjoy yourself. When I'm around you, enjoy yourself because I'm always like the active, happy person and all of that. A lot of people like they like my personality and all of that. It's just me. Now imagine me having another person like me, hanging around people like me who are always having that kind of. You're gonna grow. Don't you think you're gonna grow? We are gonna grow. So today I just want to let you know. Don't let people like there's some people they know everybody can go to the top. You get me? Understand that thing, understand that concept. Not everybody can go to the top with you. A lot of people are gonna be left behind. It's gonna hurt. There's some people you wouldn't want to let them go, but you have to for your own survival. You get me? For your own what you call elevation, you have to let some people go. And that is that. You cannot force it, you cannot change it. It's just what it is. You really want to grow, there are some things you gotta change. There are some decisions you gotta make. Never look back. Trust me. I have been there so many times, so many years. I've been procrastinating about some people in my life. I've been thinking about, oh, yeah, it's going to be better, it's going to be better, it's going to be better. And but 10 something years has passed, and it has never been better. So, yeah, I'm telling you, man, don't waste your time on certain things. Understand that principle. You can fight for some people, and then there's some people, yeah, or that same person that you're fighting for, those people that are fighting for. It gets to a point where you have to just realize that the fighting is now hurting you, or you are losing in because of that battle. That battle is not a winning battle, and you let go. Trust me, it's better than you. It's better for you. It's good for your health. You're going to be better. You're going to come back stronger. You're going to build because trust me, you're going to meet new people. There are some people that are waiting for you on the other side. They are just waiting for you to come around. They're just waiting for to meet you. They're just waiting for you to show up so that we can, move forward and stuff like that. But you are so what you call it. Your mind is on the people that you left behind. That you're not even focused on what is ahead, and you're losing. It took the risk and all of that, but still, so if you are here like me and you are running this thing today, I'm encouraging you, or I'm letting you know it is not a sin to let some people go. It is not a sin to let some people go. You have to just let some people go to go. Yes, that's how life is. At first I thought I could make my own rules, but there are certain laws in life that you gotta accept that that's how it's supposed to go. Other than that, you're going to be fighting a losing battle. Yeah, I'm that type. I'm that optimistic. Yes, I'm not saying don't forge your own path. Forging your own path is there, and then there's this laws of the world that you just can't go against. You can try your best to go against it, but it's a losing battle. I have been there. I have done that so many times. I have done that. It's a losing battle. There are some things you gotta accept and just keep pushing forward. Take the hit and keep pushing forward. Trust me, it makes you stronger. It makes you understand things. It makes wide, your mind, be wide awake. Makes you understand things. You want to stay awake, then don't follow people that are sleeping. Yeah, you want to be those. You want to listen. You want to be. People say, "Stay woke, stay woke." You want to be part of the woke gang. Then avoid people that are sleeping. Yeah, because if you hang with people that are sleeping, you're going to be sleeping too. Yeah, today I want to end the episode here. I'll see you on the next one. My name is Rico, by the way. Thank you for being here with me. And then we are going to have more fun. There's more in store. Stay tuned.